The one kind of story I tell people is when I was 25 years old, I was working as a quantity surveyor out here in Dubai. So I had a panic attack doing this job as a quantity surveyor. And then that kind of got me questioning what I want to do with life and set me on the personal development journey.
Well, you're an entrepreneur, you're an achiever, but then we met through the Tony Robbins circle, and generally there's a certain level of person that pursues personal development, personal growth, and it can flip the perception. So I kind of want to get an idea about what you think drove you to create a life. You've got financial freedom. Yeah. You get to do what you want, how you want. So there's a level of skill set, mindset that's helped you create that. And I kind of want to get an idea of what you believe helped you find that, and then how you want to pay that forward with your kids as well as you're embarking on parenting and raising,
Definitely the two things that helped me the most in my life, and I'm guessing it's probably similar to yourself and others in personal development, pain and mentors.
So hey Nill, welcome to Parenting Without the Manual podcast. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you're a parent of two kids. How are your kids?
So I've got a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old. Been based out in Dubai 36 years now, so it's been quite a while. Dad's British, mum's Indian, grew up here. So kind of confused as to where I'm from. But yeah, definitely consider Dubai as home. And yeah, we've been on the Tony Robbins journey together, both with the Tony Robbins Platinum Partnership. And yeah, I think we're both high achievers, both parents. So I appreciate you inviting me on to discuss conscious parenting.
Well, it's funny you start with that, because I kind of want to get I want to firstly let the audience know a little bit about you and like what you've achieved, because like you say, you're an entrepreneur, you're an achiever, but then we met through the Tony Robbins circle, and generally there's a certain level of person that pursues personal development, personal growth, and it can flip the perception. So I kind of want to get an idea about what you think drove you to create a life, because look, right now, today, we're in the middle of the day, you've got financial freedom. You get to do what you want, how you want. So there's a level of skill set, mindset that's helped you create that. And I kind of want to get an idea of how what you believe helped you find that. And then how you want to pay that forward with your kids as well as you're embarking on parenting and raising,
So definitely the two things that helped me the most in my life, and I'm guessing it's probably similar to yourself and others in personal development, pain and mentors. That's the biggest thing that helped me kind of grow. So I've done like a lot of analysis of my past, like some traumatic moments in childhood, as you get older, teenagers and stuff, but the one kind of story I tell people is when I was 25 years old, I was working as a quantity surveyor out here in Dubai. So quantity surveyor is in the construction industry. It's a very introverted role. You're measuring quantities for construction onto a PC and spreadsheets, which is totally not me. I'm kind of like you. I can talk all day, just love talking to people. So I had a panic attack doing this job as a quantity surveyor. And then that kind of got me questioning what I want to do with life, and I'm a bit of a control freak too, like to take control of things. I was thinking, like, why can't I control my emotions, how I'm feeling? Set me on the personal development journey. Then I started getting into podcasts, towards the podcasts. Through one of the podcasts, I found a personal development mastermind based in Nashville, Tennessee. So I joined that. It was a very Christian-based mastermind called Iron Sharpens Iron. I was with 100 other entrepreneurs. It's probably my first real male role model outside of my family. So he really helped me grow. I was in that for 2 years, really got good at goal setting and stuff. Then my wife introduced me to Tony Robbins. She probably regrets introducing me to Tony Robbins because I did like 40 plus events. I did like 22 in a row over 2 years. She's done like 4 events, and I'm actually quite blessed because my wife is into the same stuff as me, whereas I know in other partnerships, the partner's always as into the other stuff, so I'm quite fortunate there. But yeah, I did 2 years in the mastermind, 40 plus Tony Robbins events. Around the same time, I partnered with my father. So I'm in a family business at the moment. We have a structural engineering consultancy, so it's a very specialized engineering consultancy. We don't do any new build, it's all existing buildings. We're kind of like building doctors, doing building surveys and repairs to buildings. So I partnered with my father around the same time I was doing the Tony Robbins events. We also did E-Myth business coaching. So E-Myth is a book called E-Myth Perspective. For any of your audience who don't know that book, highly recommend it. They turned that into a business coaching program. We did that for 2 years. and from doing maybe $200,000-300,000 a year in a spare bedroom in our villa with 2 to 3 employees. Now we've got 30 plus employees, $5 million a year. And like you said, we've got this time freedom. So now I'm a business coach, personal growth mentor. Last year and a half, I've been on spirituality quite a bit because with Tony Robbins, I really improved my skill set with him. So grateful, but inside I wasn't as fulfilled. We were talking about this earlier. I think everyone gets a level of success. Like, what's the kind of next level? Is it more success? Is it internal fulfillment? So spirituality is the kind of name of the game at the moment. In terms of what I do as a business coach, I help business owners build teams to grow their business for them. But what people don't realize is you're the first team member.
Yeah.
If you want to attract A players and stuff, you've really got to be at the top of your game so other people want to come work for you. Whereas big mistakes I see people do is delegating too much. And that's not just in your business life, it's in your personal life too. Like definitely if there's too much going on in your life, you can definitely try to delegate time away with your kids and stuff. So I find this quite an interesting topic, lots of parallels between business and also being a parent too. Especially what I've learned, and my wife was actually telling me, oh, you're going on to a conscious parenting podcast. Do you know what conscious parenting is? I'm like, no, not really. I know what it is to be conscious, but conscious parenting.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, basically what you're doing in your spiritual journey, it's life is a mirror.
Yes.
So if you're getting triggered by your kid because he's being naughty or triggered by anything, other people and stuff, they're not the problem. You've got to look inside yourself.
Well, that's I'd say that's a part of it. I think there's a lot you're touching on, like right now. So I mean, just some things to think about. And again, I don't know if your wife is also very, very aware and very conscious. Do you sit there and when you had your first child and go, what do we want to? How do we want to lead this human? Right? Do we want to send them to school? Do we want to homeschool? What's important? Do they need to be into fitness? Do they need to, do we try and teach them discipline? Do we just let them roam free as a free spirit? What's your philosophy on? Because right now, when we become parents, and none of us, like it's so funny, we've all been through the childhood to adult growth, but none of us have been parents until we're a parent, right?
Yeah.
And so there isn't a guide.
Yeah.
So I guess you make your own guide. You might go, hey, my parents did this really well with me, and I want to do that with my kids. Or you might go, my parents did that really bad with me, and I want to do this differently with my kids. Or, and again, I think like we are breaking generations. I think when you embark on a journey with someone like a Tony Robbins, like you and I have, you break the philosophies of a generation because our parents weren't equipped with the same skills. So we become way more aware. Like, if you had asked me as a kid, I would say I want to be rich and I want my kids to be rich. Whereas today, being aware as I am now, I think, do I want my son to inherit riches? How do I prepare him for life and to not just to hand him down, but for him to handle all the things that are going to come? Because I believe that I'm enabling him and disempowering him if I were to do that. There's a lot of wealthy people.
So it's really interesting becoming a parent. It's like this big identity shift. And growing up here in Dubai 36 years, I was definitely pampered and spoiled. Like part of that panic attack I had was like I couldn't really take care of myself. I was like very dependent. I didn't realize I was very dependent on other things. So that's always been top of my mind. Like I don't want my child to get pampered in Dubai because Dubai's amazing. Like anytime I leave, I always want to come back, But for kids, you could be quite strict because you have everything here.
Yeah.
And so you really got to have that discipline, and you can get so lazy here, so comfortable because everything's available. Whereas you go to Europe or anything, shops close. But going back to what you said about when my child was, so I've got a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old, 6-year-old son Jackson and 2-year-old daughter Maya. When my son was born, me and my wife, we went back to the UK so my son could get the British passport. When we came back, it's like our in-laws dropped us off at our house. We're like, don't leave, come back. Like, how am I going to take care of this little guy? Like it's just really daunting.
Yeah.
And then you're kind of asking yourself, like, how do I want to raise him? Who do I want him to be?
Yeah.
But just from my own personal development journey, I just focus on myself.
Yes.
Anytime I focus on my kid, or if I focus on you, or if I focus on anyone, so any person that triggers me, any situation that triggers me, when you focus on that, you stop being conscious. You stop being aware. For me, awareness and consciousness is being aware of you.
Okay.
You know, so what I've learned is there's always light coming into you.
Yeah.
Then you've got your chakras.
Yeah.
So anyone watching, if you're not familiar with chakras, it's these points along your spine where your emotions come from. So you've got your light coming in, your chakras where your emotions come from. You've got your subtle bodies, these different energy fields around you here. It's like a 7 in the framework that I use. And then you've also got your organs. There's another thing I did recently, like your liver, kidneys, heart, lungs. Just paying a lot of attention to that. And that's all you need.
Yeah.
Light, chakras, organs, subtle bodies. You know, so that's my kind of framework that I teach my clients. And when you focus on that, and you're so much light coming in, so much love in your chakras, so much energy in your subtle bodies, and so much strength in your organs, then you just reflect that onto everything around you. Whereas if you stop thinking about your organs, chakras, subtle bodies, and light, and you start focusing on the person that annoys you, or your kid is just being a little rascal, or whatever's happening, when you get too focused on that, you forget yourself.
Yeah.
And you get sucked into these other narratives. You know, so for me, it's always a challenge, you know, especially with my parents or like family members who are close to you. They trigger you because they know you so well, you know. So yeah, it's always a focus of mine to stay very focused on myself. And when I'm in a good way, I can reflect, portray my light onto other people instead of getting sucked into other narratives.
So what you're saying is, basically, the better you are, the more it would inspire and leave a guiding light, if you like, of inspiration for your kids anyway. Of course, at 2 years old and 6 years old, they're not going to be as consciously aware. So what are the things that you look at now? Like, and again, you're now you're in your late 30s, yeah? So
nearly 40.
Nearly 40, right? So there's a lot of wisdom that you know, different to when you were 10 and 15 and 20 and 25, right? You're much more wiser now. Do you think, how do I teach my kids and prepare my kids for the things that I'm aware of now, so that they don't, you know, go, if you like, unconsciously when you know, through their early years, they become more conscious at a younger age? Do you think, I know you're very much into your fitness, I think you've just done like an Ironman, or you just did something like a marathon or something?
So 2025 has been my year of fitness and spirituality. So I've got 2 spiritual gurus. That's really helped me go inside. But yeah, 2025, because I'm 39 now, 14, 2 months. And you told me you're 48. You look great. Like,
Cheers.
like
47,
your skin complexion is really good
thank you,
for a
mate.
48-year-old. So I was surprised when you said 48. But yeah, I was getting close to like 38 around then. And I was like, started to panic, like I haven't achieved all I want to achieve, you know? So I started like...
I think you're the only person that does that in the world, right?
Nobody does that.
Yeah, nobody does that.
Yeah, just getting to 40, you know, it's just like, what am I doing, you know? Yeah. So, yeah, I did a lot this last year. So I did, in fact, I got a voice note from the founder of the fitness community I'm here, just saying, so proud of you, you've done so much, and it really moved me just to get that voice note from him. But yeah, so January I did my first marathon, Dubai Marathon, my first Olympic triathlon in March. Then I did an ocean man, 5-kilometer swim, open water swim. Took me an hour, 45 minutes. Then my community does an event called Into the Darkness, which is a 150-kilometer endurance race in Al Qudra.
Wow.
So that's 50-kilometer cycle, 50-kilometer run, 50-kilometer cycle. Took me 10 hours. That was brutal. Then I did my first full Ironman. People are saying, do a half Ironman first. But no, I'll do the full.
Yeah.
So I went to Copenhagen, did that.
Yeah.
And actually, the day I did that, our Airbnb got robbed. So I didn't see my family the whole race.
Right.
And then I finished, I was crying half an hour before the end, half an hour afterwards. And my family looked kind of a bit worried. I was like, what's up? You know, it's like, oh, our Airbnb got robbed and I'm just done.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, I've got to deal with this. So I did the Ironman in Copenhagen, T100 I did in November. And then in 2 weeks, I've got Muscat, that's a half Ironman. I'll do another full Ironman in Austria in June.
Wow, that's some serious extreme athletes, right? So I mean, again, do your kids understand that you're doing that? Maybe the 6-year-old does. I'm guessing the 2-year-old doesn't. I don't know. And again, finding all this stuff.
Yeah.
Do you want to teach this to your kids at this point? You know, do you want them to grow up like fit? Like, because you were someone that was overweight and you lost weight. I mean, you didn't start being this super fit guy, right? I mean, you've become this guy. And this is, I suppose, what I'm really asking you is like, what are the things that made you had those shifts? But then also, how do you translate that into your parenthood and how your kid's going to learn that stuff
This
as well.
is something I'm very passionate about, and I could talk about this all day. I actually find, like, if you go on Instagram and you're kind of scrolling through, there's so many kind of parenting channels. Even in my family WhatsApp group, everyone's forwarding saying, because my sister just had a baby and my cousin's having babies, everyone's got these young kids, and everyone's sharing parenting tips. You know, it's like, oh, do this with your kid for his attention, or do this, you know. There's so much advice on social media, just on everything, not only kids, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't even focus. I mean, sometimes if I want to find out something, I will intentionally search for it, you know.
Yes, yeah. And then Google will proceed to give you a million other suggestions.
Information overload, you know. Yeah. But this is something I'm very passionate about because everyone's saying like, oh, what's the best way to raise your kid and stuff, and I'm just like, focus on yourself.
Yeah.
Kids are like sponges. Even when you think they're not looking, they're watching you. Like sometimes I'll be doing something, I'll just like turn, I'll see my kids just watching me. Like, oh shit, what was I just doing? You know, like they're just observing. So I'm just like, focus on yourself. And I was talking about with somebody the other day, they're saying like where do you need to kind of improve as a parent? And I find sometimes, because I'm doing a lot with all the training, got 2 businesses, family, my kind of weakness as a parent is not spending enough time sometimes with my kids because my energy goes out the window.
So how do you process that? Do you kind of make it make sense to yourself by saying, well, hey, I'm focusing on me, right? Which seems to be like a big like kind of mantra, you know, that you're being the best you, so you kind of just allow that, hey, they're going to get what they're going to get and they're on their own journey, or do you beat yourself up about it? I mean, I'm curious.
I just want to clarify, because I've said this to a few people and they're like, don't you focus on your kids? Like, no, I do focus on them, but I focus on them as a reflection of me.
Okay.
So one thing I do is, like whenever I find myself being the worst version of myself as a parent and not spending time with my kids, it's when I get sucked into their schedule.
Okay.
Like I really try to plan the schedule.
Right.
So as long as they're living with me and they're young, like I just signed up for Kung Fu lessons.
Yeah.
So my spiritual guru says you need to learn martial arts. So my son's doing Kung Fu with me now. We do swimming, I'm doing swimming. He does stuff on the beach, I'm doing stuff on the beach. So I really try to make our schedules kind of match. So we're doing it together. And then if he wants to do something, like go to the playground or like some soft play area, he actually loves Aventura Park in Mushroff Park. It's like a zip line outdoors there.
Okay, yeah.
So I'll go with him there. But I really try to set up my schedule so that I can pace myself to have time for my kids. Whereas if I'm too busy and I don't plan enough, and then my son's like, come play with me, I can't keep up with him. My son, like I thought I have high energy. My 6-year-old is nuts. Like he's just on and on and on, you know. So I really try to focus on myself, be the best version I can be, and then my kids observe me and they copy that, you know. So, and then sometimes I will research like, oh, what's good for kids at this age with reading or learning. I know you've got your Elysian Minds app at the moment, you know, so I'm really looking to, your kid's a bit older than mine.
Yes, correct, yeah. He's 8, going to be 9. Yeah, and we start Elysian Minds at 7, just because, and so this is another thing which, with look, again, we talk about what we didn't learn as children that we're now becoming more aware of from our, whether it's a spiritual guru or a Tony Robbins or whatever business development or experience that you get. But also today, you've got the digital influence, right, where TVs, YouTube, computers, tablets are everywhere, right? Mobile phones even. I mean, my son has a mobile phone, you know, and this is common, by the way. I mean, he was one of the last in his class to have a mobile phone, you know, and he's 8 years old. It's crazy. I mean, you know, so...
I think in my son's school, he's saying, oh, next year we're getting iPads.
Yeah.
I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and that's why we started doing Elysian Minds for 7, because 7 is when they're much more connected into the digital space. I think at 6, you at this point in time, 6 is a little bit young, on the verge of maybe a little bit of iPads or not, but by 7 it's become... This
is another thing that's a topic with me and my wife is screen time.
Yes.
Sometimes you're so tired, if you haven't planned your day well enough, it's like, let's just stick the TV on, just so we have like 30 minutes, an hour to get stuff ready, you know?
Yeah.
But then you see the kids and they're just like zombies.
So again, going back to Elysian Minds, part of it is to teach kids the things that we weren't taught and that aren't being taught still today, that I think were very important. But the other thing is better screen time, because again, we're all guilty. When you're a parent on the go, so look, you and I live in a more fortunate place where we do have time freedom. So we can be consciously aware and say, hey, how do I plan my time with my kid and enjoy these activities and go on zip lines and go to the beach and do kung fu? Those are, I mean, my son does jiu-jitsu. Right? These are great things, and to do that stuff is cool. Right? There's some parents that are working full time, and they roll in, you know, absolutely knackered. And they're just thinking, how do I get my kid to shut up? Because I'm just worn out and I need some time to think.
Yeah.
But we're all guilty of putting our kids onto the TV, onto tablets, and what do? They get YouTube, and they get. And I don't know if your kids start playing Roblox yet at all or not. If you come across Roblox.
Roblox, okay.
Have you come across it yet or not?
No.
Okay.
I'm
so
sure.
it's and you will, because it's literally infiltrating the minds of like all the kids from like 7 to 16 or whatever, right? And it's a big like phenomena. But the stuff that's on there is so negatively impacting our kids' brains.
There's some YouTube channels being banned my son's watching. I'm like, this is not good.
Yeah.
Too quick.
Yeah, not just too quick. I mean, there isn't a filter, so you get things like people killing people.
Yeah.
It's just like and just like crazy stuff, and even done by kind of kids to be fun. But they're talking about, I'll get a knife and stab. It's just crazy stuff, right? And or swearing, and there's no filter there, and there's no. So I think that going back to this, that it's designed to provide better screen time, because the reality as parents, we do need time to shut off. And it's how can we put something that the kids are going to like, but is actually positive for them, rather than just looking at screen time. Screen time is now going to be a thing. It's like, just like cars, traffic's going to be a thing. It's just how do you manage it in a better way?
This is a really interesting topic. It's just like there's so much information, and like my spirituality journey. One story I tell people, I don't know if you know in the Tony Robbins Platinum Partnership, Ruth Hiller. Do you know her?
Yeah.
So she's based in New York. I think she was at a trip in New Zealand a couple of years ago, and she got her leg caught.
She was here for the Abu Dhabi trip.
Yeah.
We
so she looked great. This is when I saw her. Okay, and she looked amazing. I'm like, oh my God, you look amazing.
Yeah.
Because a couple of years ago, she hurt her leg in a bungee jumping accident, so her leg was screwed. Yeah. And she also got a cancer and a brain tumor.
I think,
So her body was just destroyed, you know, and she wasn't in a good place. So when I saw her when she was in Abu Dhabi, I was like, wow, you look amazing, you've healed. She looked like a different person. I was like, what did you do? And she's like, okay, I did my leg, had the cancer and brain tumor. And I've got this house in New Jersey in the countryside. I just sat in a chair in the garden because my leg was screwed. I didn't have my phone with me. And I just watched the birds and the trees for 9 months. That's it. Just 9 months by myself, watching the birds and the trees, and I healed. I'm like,
there's more to it than that, though.
No.
Yeah,
that's it. You know, it's just literally spending time with yourself.
Yeah.
The more you have this information and stuff around you, you can just absorb so much negativity and stuff that you don't want. Whereas when you're by yourself and you're just naturally connecting with things, it's a lost skill.
So I want to ask you then. Okay, so you're doing that for yourself now. Let's say, or you're inspired to do that, right? How do you pay that forward into your kids now? Because obviously your kids are in a stimulation zone.
Yeah.
They need stimulation. That's how they're going to learn. They need interaction. They're going to school. They're living in Dubai. Like you said, there's a million things. So how do you equip them to be aware of these things?
So one of my gurus is in her 70s. You know, so it's really kind of old school meditating and stuff. My other guru I have, he's a year younger than me. Okay, so he's more like the modern, he's an enlightened master. You meet him, so much love and strength in his eyes.
Based in Dubai or somewhere else?
Indian, based in Hawaii, but he's traveling a lot. But basically, he does meditation. He learned, his mentor was a Buddhist mystic. So he does meditation through songs. So that's how I like to get my kids involved in that. Okay. So we have songs for each chakra. There's 3 songs: 3rd chakra, 4th chakra.
Do you plan this time? Is it like a daily thing? Is it a weekly thing? Like, is it an ad hoc thing?
Ad hoc.
Okay,
ad hoc. Cool. You know, so if you've got some spare time, I'll put the songs on. You know, and we'll close our eyes and meditate to that. But yeah, just planning activities, keeping them busy outside a lot too. Like my son does Vikings. It's like a beach rescue thing on the beach. Okay. So just getting them outside there. Just getting outside, because especially in Dubai, it's all air-conditioned buildings, and we're so blessed now. January, February, the weather's amazing.
Good, I think there's an answer for everything. Dubai. Look, again, without a shadow of a doubt, we can take for granted how blessed a life we live, you and I, based on our time schedules, based on even the city that we live in and everything. It's a very different life to many people around the world, right? And that it's a difficult thing to navigate. But I'm a little bit different to you. So something like what you're talking about now, anything I find that's important for me, fitness, meditation, so very similar. I find daily disciplines shape my life. So I'm all about daily disciplines. And what I think is, how do I teach my son daily disciplines? Not how do I shape him and who he's going to be, but how do I equip him with the tools so he can be whoever he wants to be? And for me, that's identifying the ability to structure a day, to do some things every single day, because I think over time, those daily disciplines add up. And so I make it a thing for him to exercise every day. By the way, again, this goes, come back to this year, this is what these philosophies I'm talking to you about is what inspired me to create this in this way. So that exercise, breath work, and prayer is done every day. And it's a daily discipline. On Listen Minds, it's called a daily quest, but for us within my household, it's daily discipline, and he has to do that. And I want to get to a point where it becomes habit for him, and so that even if he decides to be whatever he wants to be, whether he wants to be a singer, a musician, a martial artist, an entrepreneur, he understands I can put some structure in and do X, Y, and Z every single day, and I'm gonna.
But I mean, like you said, you're quite accomplished. You're already doing that. So he'll see you doing that.
For sure.
He'll copy you. Like sometimes I'll say to my son, "Do you want to do this?" He's like, "No, I'm doing my own meditation. Thank you. Leave me alone." I'm like, "What? Like, who is this kid?" You know, so. You just doing your own routine. You don't have to worry too much about his, because he'll just see you.
I'm divorced, right? So he doesn't live with me. So I only have on weekends. Whatever. So he doesn't see everything, but he does. For sure. Like when he boxes, I used to bring him boxing with me, so he'd watch me, and then he'd go. You know, there's resistance at the beginning until he gets into it. Like he's loving jiu-jitsu at the minute. Like jiu-jitsu, I'm so proud. I don't know if you've ever followed jiu-jitsu. When you do, have you ever done jiu-jitsu?
Is this Brazilian?
No, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Yeah. It's like wrestling when you're older. But the point is, you have to. This is with all martial arts and all fighting. You have to be relaxed when you're in the heat of everything. And untrained people are very stressed and tense. And how you know someone's really good is they can just relax. And I'm watching him like grappling on the floor, and he's just like looking like this. And I think I'm so proud of him, like, because he's 8 years old. He's just started a few months ago, but he's really got to the point of just relaxing when he's in the middle of it all. And I love that, because it's just like when life happens and you're in a storm. You panic, you're going to be 10 times more stressed. Right? You need to be able to stay calm and just navigate where you're going.
That's so true. My son was at Warrior Academy last year. And,
I want to take my son there,
And he's doing meditation for the first time. My wife is filming him. So it's like a minute of him meditating. It was so funny, because you've never seen somebody try so hard to meditate. Like his eyes were closed, and he's like, you can tell he's really struggling inside. But that's why I've started martial arts, because my mentor's like, find something with a long lineage, and etiquette, discipline. The sparring is good.
Amazing. Where'd you do that?
So I found a Zen Shaolin monk warrior in Al Atta Business Center here. So the good thing is they do a kids class 5:30 to 6:30. Then I'll do my adult class afterwards.
So
and you can watch me.
It's amazing with Dubai again how they managed to bring in these. And again, someone from the outside would look at Dubai and think it's this, high intensity city, which it is as well. But it does find that spiritual base as well. It does do a lot. There's a big spiritual community here.
I mean, so I did my Tony Robbins Platinum Partnership years in 2017. I think we met like 2018, 2019. So I did 3 years of that. But back then, there's only me and like 2 other plats. Only one other I met with like once. Now,
in Dubai, you mean?
now there's 30,
well,
40.
In the last few years since COVID, I mean, how many people have moved here and are continuing to move here? Dubai's evolved. So when you look at all this stuff, then, so your kids are in normal school. You don't have.
So my son's in Des, same primary school I went to as a kid. So
okay, cool.
I go back there. I'm like, the school's much smaller than I remember. I remember it being massive. So son's in Des. My daughter's in nursery, same nursery my son was in. That's like a Swedish nursery. So all the routines.
And are you happy with everything they're learning in the schools? Do you think there's things they're missing, or do you think? I mean, how important do you think school is? Would you ever homeschool? Did you ever think about homeschooling?
It crossed my mind. I was like, no.
Because selfishly, because of your time, or
A little bit, I guess, but I'm just not the kind of personality. Like, I know some people who do it and it suits them, but for me, nah. Like, that's one thing actually about schools and stuff. Like, the biggest thing I look at is how long are the teachers there?
Yes.
So I won't really look at the curriculum. I look at the people.
Yes.
Because we were actually talking about this, you know, like both of us in the personal development space, and we've done Tony Robbins. I know you've done Andy Elliott. Like, we've both done high ticket coaching. And when you get to that high ticket, it's less about the actual curriculum. It's more about the person.
Oh, totally.
Just spending time around them. So the teachers in the schools, like my son's teacher, Des, she's been there 13 years.
Yeah.
In Dubai, it's very rare because there's very high turnover of teachers. So I don't so much look at the curriculum or the facilities, which of course is an added bonus, but the actual teachers, you know.
So you mentioned this before. You like, you know, when you're working, it's very easy to get caught up in your own life and not be around your kids and delegate that time away as well, right? And it is like you can't. People, especially here, we have nannies and drivers, and it's, you know, it's very easy to have your own separate life, and you know, the two most important things that Tony Robbins talks about, and we meant to reference Tony a lot here, right? But number one is managing your own emotional state, which is kind of what you're talking about essentially in terms of being an inspiration and a leader. Number two is who you spend time with is who you become, and proximity is power. Yeah. And there's a lot of kids here that are raised by nannies. Yeah. There's a lot of kids that are in schools that are raised by teachers at some level. Teachers are having a huge impact on who kids become. And so I'm not going to mention the school's name, but part of my journey that, again, led me down this road of looking for alternate education for my son. We put him in a very top school here, and it's a very, very, it's like super excellent, one of the top schools, many royalty send their kids
That's
there.
here in Dubai?
Yeah. We're not going to mention the name, right? But I put him in school. School was amazing. I was so proud. And because my son moved from Spain to here, and in Spain he stayed in nursery 1 year longer, because that's what his mum wanted to do, when he came to the school here, he couldn't read. And the kids in his class could read, so they wanted to hold him back a year. So I didn't want to do that because I understood the power of identity. And if he became the dumb kid or the kid who held back, that could really impact his own self-worth and belief. That's what I thought, at least. So I paid his teacher, who's his classroom teacher, to come and tutor him every day. And it was very expensive. But I got to see her. She would come to our house and tutor my son. And when she turned up, the energy I got from her was awful. So I looked at the whole school and I went, the school's amazing. So proud. It's got all this reputation, all these things. When I saw the actual teacher, I was like, that's who he's really spending time with. It's not the school, it's the teacher. And I don't really want, her energy was negative. She was overweight. She was unhealthy, miserable, you know, like everything was a problem. And I said, look, you know, I'm all about how do I empower my child to not, you know, to see every problem as an opportunity just to solve it and go to another level. Right? And these are the things that I want to empower him with from what I've done in life. And that was a big impetus to look for different for alternate education. Because we're divorced, he wouldn't have worked. His mum would have wanted to homeschool. I always thought I was going to homeschool. I think that life schooling, there's a lot of people, you mentioned again, Tony homeschooled, Andy Elliott homeschools. And when I see...
There's a great movie about homeschooling. It's with, who's that actor who played Aragorn in Lord of the Rings? Vito Morganson.
Okay, yeah.
He played Aragorn in Lord of the Rings. It's called Captain Fantastic.
Right, okay.
You heard that movie?
Yeah, no, I've seen it.
But it's basically about, he plays a dad, and I think the wife dies of cancer, and he has like 3 or 4 kids, and he raises them in the forest, away from civilization. Yeah. Very extreme version of homeschooling. Yeah. And then his grandparents want the kids to come back, and it shows the kids reintegrating into society, you know, and it shows the pros in the beginning, how happy they are, how free. Yeah. But then they can't interact in society. Yes. You know, so 2 extremes, and it's a beautiful movie.
I think that's right. But again, I think that's an extreme version of homeschooling, nearly like nature schooling in a way, what you're saying. Whereas homeschooling could be integrated in society, but so one of the girls that works with me, she's my COO. She has 3 kids. She homeschools, and she takes them with her, and she's an entrepreneur, and they get to listen to her conversations and you know just roam around and do. She puts them in bounce and stuff for a few hours a day, or they go to a beach club and she'll work from the beach club and they're swimming and they're doing activities, and they go online. They obviously do our products as well, and what it does is it makes them aware of business. And look, do I think everybody should be an entrepreneur? No. Would I like my son to be an entrepreneur? Probably. I think everybody should find something that allows them to create finances that gives them options in life. Versus, I was talking to someone who was applying for a job with me the other day, and he's like, yeah, I've moved here because my girlfriend's here and I've got this job, but I'm not happy, I'm going to go to another job. And his life's circumstantial.
Yeah.
His life's all about what he needs to earn, where he needs to, versus, luckily, a mentor taught me in my life, design your life, right? So that taught me, whatever you want to do, work out like how you want to live and then go after those things.
Yeah.
Don't just go and get a job for the sake of getting a job.
Yeah.
And I think so. I would like to make my son aware, like my son watches me negotiate. So he negotiates on everything. I get at Christmas time, we went out and I was buying something. I went, what's the Christmas discount? So when we left, he goes, Daddy, what's Christmas discount? Okay. That's something Daddy made up just to, to get a better price. So, but he said, go look, Christmas discount, and he'll start going up to people and saying that. So kids pick up these things, and it's what do we want to show them? Yeah. But I think that, I think there's a value in homeschooling for sure. I think that there's a value in that. I think that schools give them a good grounding, a good base level, but not enough. Like when I look at who I am today, how much school, or at least the academic side of school, had a part to play in that, I'm not sure. I'd say the socialization part did. Yeah. Luckily, I'm very fortunate. I'm still really good friends with a lot of friends I was at school with. Yeah, which isn't the norm. I think I had a nightclub in business. We'd all go out together, so it's a good sort of like 10, 20 of my closest friends. We kind of grew up for many decades, and I was kind of the glue that kept us together. So that was more the social part of school. But I think that academically, what was taught, I think there's massive gaps. Yeah, and I think that what I've learned today with mentors. I mean, again, when I went into Tony Robbins, I started with Tony in 2013. The money I invested in 1 year, you could have bought an apartment or a house in London. And people are like, you've just paid someone what? Yeah. I did it for a number of years. I travelled with Tony. And that would be foreign to most people. But when you get into a different circle, it's actually quite common.
It's definitely not the strategies and tactics. It's just the emotions and identities, which just, because like I said before, like ideally I want to be focusing on myself all the time, but then you get distracted and you'll focus on your problems and stuff, because naturally, your body just wants to connect with everything around you. It's like a safety thing, just to protect you. Like, is this good? Is that bad? So when you let your guard down and you're around like really high caliber people, you're a bit like a sponge. You kind of just absorb their vibes, their emotions, and become like them. So I took like one of my gurus I have at the moment. I'm paying him a lot.
I just want to say something. You said when you're around high caliber people. Yeah. When you're around anyone, you can do that. But it's your duty to, because by the way, if you're around negative people, I've seen my son play with friends at school, and they're right little shits basically, and they influence him in a negative, and they bring out the negative in him, and they get up to all sorts of mischief, which again, I used to do when I was younger, right? I
mean, I find this fascinating because you have to accept everything, the good and the bad that's happening. It's easier when you're around like higher caliber people, you can. It's just more pleasant,
Yes, yeah.
But it's also a gift, like I still struggle to see this sometimes. Like if somebody's really challenging you, you're a challenging situation, it's like, how do I see the gift in this? Like this is such a tough situation. How do I see the gift? But it's just like when you realize how much you have, including negative people, negative situations, when you accept it and you're so clear in who you are inside, you can kind of turn that into kind of gold, like transmuting it. So I talk about light, chakras, subtle bodies, organs. When you can take whatever you're given, whether it's a really difficult situation, and you can just, inside you're so pleasant, you can turn these negative situations into something good, but it really tests you.
Oh, totally, yeah.
Because the more challenging the situation, it's like how strong or how pleasant are you inside
to handle it.
It's like a furnace, and you're transmuting it. What's the word? It's like the alchemist. There's a word or something.
Transmute is a good word. Transmute. So let me ask you, because we're going to come to the end. What would be your advice for somebody that feels a little bit disconnected? Maybe they're about to give birth. Maybe they're about to become a parent for the first time. maybe they are in the midst of parenthood and feeling a bit lost. What would be one advice you would give that could maybe help them or be a bit of a shining light to guide them in a better place?
So any challenges you're dealing with, I know it's very easy to focus on them and think, right, if I focus on this, I can fix it, whatever. You've got to realize there's treasure inside of you. There's so much treasure inside of you. And when you realize that, see life as like a mirror. Okay, so don't focus on your problems or problematic people or situations. Really understand who you are on the inside, focus on yourself. And then when you're so conscious and aware of who you are, because that's another thing, when people talk about being conscious or aware, it's like, oh, I have to be aware of everything around me. It's like, no. Forget about the outside. That's just a reflection of you, okay? For me, being conscious, being aware is being so clear on who you are. The light coming into you, how you're feeling, what actions you're taking, what you already have. It's like that cliche in personal development, think, feel, do, have. It's all within you. Like our mentor, Tony Robbins says, all you need is within you now.
Yeah.
So that advice to somebody is just focus on yourself. Be clear on how you're feeling, how you're thinking, what you're doing, what you already have. Gratitude is a big thing. And then when you're so clear on that, you will portray that, you will have that ripple effect and put it out, you know? So all the answers are within you. And like that story you mentioned earlier on about Ruth, who sat in her garden for 9 months and healed. You don't have to spend 9 months doing that, but it's just 5-10 minutes, just chill.
Give yourself
phone
that
away.
gift.
Phone away, you know. Like I've got lots of messages. I know you've got your event tomorrow, so your phone's going off the hook.
Yeah.
It's just it's so important just to get 5-10 minutes just
to switch
me
off.
time.
Yeah, I love it. Or more, by the way.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to limit to 5 or 10 minutes.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. Listen, Nill, it's been an absolute pleasure. It's been great to catch up with you. Really enjoyed it. And look forward to seeing you again soon.
Cool. Thanks, man.
Thanks.
Thanks.